Welcome to the Sportscast Spotlight interview.
I'm Paul McLean.
And I'm Dave Dale. Today we have Derek Lindeman. Yeah. I spell it wrong too. Thanks for coming in on a short notice.
Oh, no problem, Dale.
No, that's okay. That's all right. That's perfect. I hear you're into pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball. Well, it started back in the 80s. Pickleball was actually a thing back when I was in high school in Pembroke. I was introduced then, and I moved to North Bay in 91 and just didn't hear any more about it, and now it's one of the biggest growing sports in the world.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And there's a big event in May?
Yeah, May 9th and 10th, the North Bay Pickleball Club, we're hosting our first annual...
Well, hold on a sec there. You're going to have to lower your voice for this room. This is not a Lakers hockey game. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
You're right there. Okay. So, yeah, the North Bay Pickleball Club, we're hosting our first annual Spring Fling tournament this year.
Oh, cool.
We're going to have 150 players coming in to Canadore College hosting the event this year. And this is our first of 5 events we have planned this summer here in North Bay. So,
how many people in your club?
We're 192 registered at the moment. Mm-hmm. We have 292 registered for the YMCA portion of our Pickleball Association. So the YMCA, excellent facility, 3 great courts there. They've dedicated us anywhere from 4 to 7 hours of court time per day to be used just in specific for pickleball this year.
Oh yeah.
And all you have to do is be a member of the YMCA. It's unbelievable the amount of players that are involved in North Bay and the level and the skill level here in North Bay for pickleball.
What's your skill level?
I want to say just above average, but
yeah,
I'm still learning and improving every day. And that's the fun thing about pickleball is you don't need to be an expert. It's all ages. Our tournament coming up, the most popular category is the mixed over 60 right now.
Right.
That one's filled up already.
Oh, no kidding.
Mixed over 60.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Any spots for 59-year-olds?
Sure.
With a limp?
There's always spots for you, Dave. And then next, women. Right now, we're 70% sold out.
Yeah.
We've sold 130 of our 150 spots already. And I'd say 60% of that, women.
Wow. And we're recording this. You're going to go play tonight at Algonquin Gym?
Yeah, Algonquin Gym. Just one of the many schools that allow us in their facilities to play pickleball. 3 courts there at Algonquin, and it's the North Bay Pickleball Club that runs that event.
Right.
So we'll have 20 members out there for 2 hours of quality time. Ages will range anywhere from 22 to 75, 80 probably.
Is it every Wednesday night?
It's every Wednesday and Friday we play for a couple hours at
7:30, 9:30 or
7:30 to 9:30 on Wednesdays, and a little earlier Friday, 5:30 to 7:30, so that we can get a little meal in there afterwards.
I think I could play Paul.
Yeah, that actually would be fun. I've held
only
a
because you have
pickleball
bad
paddle.
knees, so we might be.
It would be a good fit. It's I have a question about the surfaces and stuff, or the facilities of the gym. So you're going from different surfaces while you do it, because the outdoor ones.
Oh, the outdoor ones, Bork Street. The city did an excellent job. They redid 8 courts last year.
Yeah,
top of the line surface, asphalt surface, really nice, spongy. And then we go into playing inside a gym. You got different floors. I've played on tile floors in some gyms. I've played on the old wooden style, laminate flooring. And then there's even some facilities where we play on a hockey ice pad.
Really?
In hockey arenas. I know I'm looking at an event in Deep River coming up in May, and the rain out facility is the arena. The Powassan Curling Club, we're looking at possibly lining a couple courts when the ice comes out there to put in.
So, and then when you guys are at Canadore for this event, Canadore's the host? Is it going to be at multiple facilities? Can
It's
you
just
use outdoor, or it's just like
so this one's just going to be primarily indoor. So
Yep.
it's not just primary. It's going to be an indoor tournament.
Yep.
They have 6 courts at Canadore.
yeah,
So basically it's the same size as a badminton court.
Yep.
We do put in a separate line for the kitchen.
Yep.
For those, it's a non-volley zone. It's 7 feet off the net. The badminton line is roughly 6.5 feet. So
Okay.
we have to add 6 inches.
Yeah.
So we put a piece of tape down on so that people can be aware, just to make sure that they are regulation size and everything. 6 courts. Games are to 15, usually 15-minute games, 10, 15-minute games, depending on the quality of play. We are breaking it down based on skill levels. So we're asking people to register into a skill level that they feel is appropriate for them. Because we don't want it to be one-sided. We want people to come up here and have fun, enjoy the facilities, wonderful facilities, and enjoy the competition. It's about the camaraderie. And that's the first thing people will say is that, sure, it's a fun game, but the people that I've met through pickleball is what makes it that much special.
Yeah.
And people are guaranteed 5 games of pickleball. Friday night, we're doing just specifically mixed.
Yeah.
And Saturday, we're going to have both. It's going to be gender, so either female or men's doubles will be going on. And it's going to go Saturday anywhere from 8, and we're hoping to have the finals around 5 o'clock in the evening.
Wow. And so I'm assuming, too, you've got, especially the median age probably sounds like it's north of 50.
Definitely.
But probably a lot of people who maybe are in that stage of the life, too, where you're getting a chance to go back out and travel because you're not traveling with your kids everywhere. And stuff.
That's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to this. Like, I'm looking at tournaments in Deep River playing this year. I want to get involved into more provincial level stuff and that's the reason why we formed a really solid committee. We've got 15 really confident members that want to put on a spectacular event here in North Bay with the hopes of attracting provincial and national level competitions to come to North Bay. So we want to expand it beyond the scope. We want to be one of the top facilities, and one of the places pickleball players want to get to is North Bay.
Well, I think location, we're set in an ideal circumstance to be able to draw Ottawa and Toronto people up.
We've already got registrations for this tournament coming up in May from Sault Ste. Marie, from London, from the Toronto area, from Huntsville, Deep River, Pembroke.
Yeah.
I've been in contact with 16 different clubs around the province. I tried to keep it to a 3-hour radius, but people want to come up and play competitions.
Yeah. That's exciting. I think that's fantastic. And I know I've seen some of the stuff that's been out. I think we just mentioning this, so I wasn't surprised when you had asked about it. And you said you got a great committee, and Michelle Condary would be doing.
She's our president of the pickleball club. Her and her partner, Steve Mountain, were down in Texas last fall representing Canada at an international event down there and did quite well and enjoyed their time there. And it's an unbelievable. It's more than just a sport. It's now becoming a social activity.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic.
I think I remember covering a provincial that was held here about 8 years ago.
Quite possibly.
Nipissing University hosted it.
Yeah. And when you look at it, you're looking at professional athletes now like tennis stars. Andre Agassi is working alongside Yola, which is one of the premier paddle companies, on designing his own paddle. Jeannie Bouchard, who we're all familiar with as the Canadian female player, she just got drafted as one of the top female players into the major league professionals that are forming in the States. It's taken over the world. You've got professional leagues now in Australia, in Saudi Arabia, in Asia, and all that are starting to get involved in major league pickleball and throwing money at these players. Some of the top line players now are making in excess of almost $300,000 a year just playing pickleball. So,
so maybe when some of those parents are adding up their hockey total tally for the year, they might be going, I don't know, I might have to look at this pickleball option too.
Well, and it's cheap.
Yeah.
You can get a pickleball racket anywhere from $20 starting for an introductory up to $400 or $500.
Yeah.
And it's all based on how much you want to spend. I'm on my 3rd racket this year, or paddle.
Yeah.
3rd paddle this year, and it's an addiction. It's like what can I want to get better. And I was listening to a podcast on the way home on pickleball, and they're talking about adding tungsten tape or lead tape to change the swing weights and the center of gravity and all this stuff. And it's just becoming such a technical sport that the professionals are taking it to the next level.
Well, they always tend to be the ones with the most questions to ask. I know even like hockey or baseball, like those pro athletes and like some of the requests they have for a custom glove or what they want on their stick, you become so particular. So there's no reason it wouldn't be like that for the paddle. So that's awesome.
It's unbelievable. And that's the thing. It's a cheap sport to get into because you can go to any local outdoor tennis court.
Yep.
Sure, it's not the right dimensions for pickleball, but you can play.
Well,
like a ball is $2 a ball if you want, and a couple paddles.
I know I actually have a net at home that's just like a portable one that you can set up and adjust. So we'll just put it across the driveway. My kids will play pickleball, or then they also use it. I'm not even sure if it's a pickleball net. It might actually be a soccer net, which is probably to actually volley the ball over top of it, like just kicking balls back and forth. Or they use it for all kinds of things. But it's amazing how easy and versatile it is to set up.
It is, and the hand-eye coordination that's developed. You talked about the hockey players' parents adding up the money. I took my son Ty out the other day because he wants to play a tournament that is being organized by Mother St. Bride's as a fundraiser. And he was hitting topspin drives within minutes. Right. And I'm like,
yeah, it's not fair. I've been working.
I'm going to trade my partner in. I want you to come play with me instead now.
Is it more like ping pong or tennis?
So here's the term pickleball. A little history on how the term came about. And what it was is, if anyone for yachting and sailing and that, there was a pickle boat. And what it was the random people that weren't good enough to make their team's boat got together and formed what was called a pickle boat. So it was kind of like a leftover group that got together. So what they developed was they saw this sport, pickleball, and it was a combination of ping pong, tennis, badminton, and squash and racquetball. And they're like, it's the same thing. You're taking the leftovers and those good ideas out of those sports and throwing it into one game. Mm-hmm. And that is how the term pickleball came about.
Oh, interesting.
And it's been around since the 70s. So sure, people are thinking it's just expanding. But like I said, I played back in the 80s in high school with an old thin wooden paddle with holes drilled in it just to help with the air and a wiffle ball. Yeah. And now you're looking at carbon fiber paddles with a honeycomb face and different sandpaper grits that get spin with a ball now that's manufactured that is designed. You can actually get different quality of balls from a softer ball, which will come off the paddle slower. And what it is meant for is to extend the rallies and keep people involved in making it more fun. And you can get into a higher end ball, which will travel a little bit faster, come off the paddle a little bit harder, and just makes the game just a little quicker for those higher end players. And that's the nice thing is it is a sport designed for all levels and ages.
Oh, right on.
One of those sort of family sports too that you can keep doing. It's like playing golf, but a lot less money.
I was down in Florida at Christmas to see my mom and my stepfather, and they were out there at 6 o'clock in the morning playing pickleball till dusk. And I played against a guy that was 92 years old, and I gave him a soft serve, and he goes, "I don't want that softness. You come at me with your regular serve."
Wow.
And I was like, okay.
That's so cool.
And it is. And like, I know even this morning at 6 o'clock, there was 2 girls out at the YMCA doing drill sessions to try and improve. And I was just like, it's dedication. It's like,
that's
like
cool.
You could have been on the ice at 6, but they're
out doing that.
They're out playing pickleball. So
injuries?
There's injuries.
Yeah, I heard it's really hard on the
ankles, the court.
A tendon in the back of the ankle there.
Achilles?
Yeah, Achilles. Yeah. I hear
it's
people
that quick
Achilles.
Stop.
Yeah.
The quick stop. The people say it's an easy sport. There's not much movement, but you get out there and people are lobbing them over your head and you're going back 20 feet to try and get that ball.
Yeah.
it's difficult. I've had a few tumbles running backwards trying to chase down that ball, or one of the things is eye protection too, because you're standing 7 feet from the net, your opponent's 7 feet beyond that. So you're 14 feet apart and you're
cranking it.
Some people are trying to drill that at you. And that's one of the things that the pros are actually learning how to do, and is how to use that speed to aim it at the person so that they don't have that time and the space to react. And you know what? You win that point if you hit the person.
Yeah.
So
like
that ball's
badminton.
coming pretty fast.
Yeah.
Well, I played badminton and tennis in high school, and that's definitely one of the things we used to do.
Yeah.
If you could.
Yeah.
I'm a frequent target. I don't know why.
I'm not even saying anything.
I was going to switch something up away from pickleball. I wanted to ask because in my travels around town, the amount of work you've been doing commentary for all of the local sports teams, and like what it enhances and what it brings to it is fantastic. How did you get involved in doing commentary for sports events?
Well, it started off is basically my son Ty was aging out of hockey. We all know how that goes, and it was like, I'm not ready to let that love for hockey go, and I want to stay involved with the community. And I started helping out at Battalion games with the camera work, and it turned into becoming a intermission host and in-game host, doing intermission interviews and that. And then I just started filling in for Greg and Ranjan when people were needed for the radio station as play-by-play and color commentary, and just evolved in from that. Got involved with Nipissing University. That really took off with, it started off as hockey, men's and ladies hockey. Then we brought on men's and women's basketball. Then we brought on men's and women's soccer. We did men's lacrosse. And I had the privilege this year of actually going to the men's U Sports Nationals in Oshawa this year, hosted by Ontario Tech, and got to call games there for U Sports, and actually got to call the bronze medal match on CBC Gem. So it really evolved from there. And the Battalion, it's, how can you not want to be at the rink and involved? I love being involved and helping out. And as an off-ice official, I've learned every role there, from doing the clock, from doing the plus-minus, face-off, stats, opening a penalty box door.
Whatever needs to be done.
I've even helped out on the video replay and stuff like that. It's I love being involved. It makes, what I feel is winter is so long and dreary with the darkness and the cold. It just helps pass the seasons by. And when I think university, I know I was talking to Dave beforehand, who needs that and who it really is for the parents, the grandparents, because players are coming from all across Canada, the States. We had a hockey player this year from Japan on the women's team, and they deserve that professionalism, that little added touch that Matt Sukram and myself can provide to those broadcasts to make it that much better for the parents.
Well, and in my wife's role, helping coaching basketball. So I mean, I've been in the gym a lot to see you working across, but I've also watched games when I haven't been, or if I've been away for tournaments and stuff. You do such a great job.
Oh,
and
thanks.
It, like you said, it really enhances the experience for the people watching, because it's amazing how much that's taken off streaming of youth sports. It's now, it's not very long ago, I can remember talking to, work friends whose kids maybe weren't at that age yet. And I said, I'm, watching my son or daughter's game, on my phone or however this being streamed. Is what? Like, explain that to me. I'm like, no, somebody's there and they're Facebook Live or however they're streaming it.
Look at your daughter's team, the U18 AA girls this year. It's so enjoyable helping out that team and the parents and just the grandparents. Like they're not there live in the rink, and it just gives them that experience and
helps to know what's going on, because
knows
if
what's
it's
going
just
on.
a camera, you don't have the score on it.
And sharing tidbits about information about what they're doing in their everyday lives and talking to them and just sharing that people like to know, and it just makes it that much more interesting.
Yeah.
Like I know at the university, I can talk to almost any of those athletes, student athletes, and they'll talk to me for half an hour about sports and life and in general, and I have other connections in North Bay through work and that where I've hooked a couple up with job placements and interviews and stuff like that, and that's what it's all about is community.
So I went this year to the women's basketball wrap-up banquet that they had after their final game. So it was at the new student center, and I didn't really know what I was going. I was more just supporting. I've gotten to know these girls over the years, and obviously all the coaches and stuff. Everything's like family to us. But I got to sit in hear the speeches from the players who were playing their last game. They're sitting there with their parents at tables who have traveled to come watch, and it's like the culmination of this journey from when they were just little kids.
Some of them is 6 years because of the COVID season. Yeah. It's a long time to be away.
It was really special. I kind of just was sort of taken aback in it because I casually went to it. I guess I didn't really, and again, okay, well, the year didn't really finish the way they wanted. They had a lot of good success, but some things. But you go in there and you listen to it, and there were awards that the girls themselves had kind of presented to other people on the team, and you really just get to see that camaraderie, and it's just like, well, that's why we do this. This is what I would love for my kids, and I think so many other people, and maybe don't always get to see it. And again, to tie that back into the broadcast, like you're able to help paint a picture of what's going on, giving more character, and I think helps the parents of maybe one athlete in Saskatchewan identify with the other athlete's family that's from
Nova Scotia.
Yeah. So
Antigonish.
Yeah. So, it is really great, and I wanted to bring it up because I think you do a fantastic job, and it's amazing.
It's unbelievable that I've asked, and I say it over and over again on the broadcast, if you're ever in North Bay at a game, come up and say hi for the parents. It might just be a hi. It might be, oh, you're saying my daughter's name wrong, and I'm like, that's cool. Like, let me know if I'm making mistakes and stuff like that. And the number of people that actually do it is unbelievable. Yeah. I know this year, the last Lakers women's hockey game, unfortunately, they fell in overtime. Yep. But parents came up and thanked us for the last 5 years. Yeah. Thanks. That was an unbelievable 5 years, and you helped us get through it.
Well, that's really special and good accolades that deserve to be there. It's also not an easy job.
No.
Trying to learn the names, the spellings, the pronunciations. I butcher enough names in here of kids, so you're trying to figure that out. And I've only tried it a couple times or been spotted in. I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. I watched enough hockey on TV. I know how this goes. Like, you are real. One time I did it. I was actually playing in like a youth all-star game thing that was being held in Collingwood. It was being broadcast on, I guess it was McLean, Hunter, or Rogers or something back then. But I got asked to do it. And I think I was in maybe grade 11 or something. Oh yeah, no big deal. So you're talking, I've got the headset on, so there's the trucks talking to me about what camera they're going to go to, and there's actually parts where I'm talking back to the person that's in my ear.
That's in your ear,
you're talking to everybody, and it's kind of hilarious. And you just start to realize how, and I think with more and more of them happening too, I'm starting to see different setups. Or one of my son's team, they play against Coppercliff, and there's 3 guys with the little
lapel mics.
The lapel button microphones on, and a crowded 3-man booth. That's hard to get a word in sometimes, but they're doing it, and it's great. And then you also hear some other ones where there's been a few OUA games that I've had to turn the volume down.
That's one of the things that we always said, Matt and I, is that we want to get the names right.
Yeah.
No matter what. We always take the time to go to the opposing team and make sure that we have everyone's name pronounced exactly how it should be so that it can sound better and professional. We all know we don't like listening. And you see the complaints, oh, how many times can they butcher that name?
Yeah.
And why can't they learn? It's simple.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that it comes across, and especially when we know that we're doing a broadcast here in North Bay, I'd say the majority of the people who are listening are probably from the other team.
Yeah. Yep.
And they don't want to hear their child's name said wrong over and over again throughout the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me 3 names that are really tough that you had to study for. Come on. Yeah.
It's hard to.
Any on the Lakers?
I'm trying. I've had so many. It's hard to think. Basketball names.
Yeah, that might be tough. Yeah, that might be tough.
Yeah. Well, there was, a player from Portugal even on the Nipissing. So you really start seeing.
And I'll tell you, his name changed. I've done basketball 3 years, and all 3 years his name has been pronounced differently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's
what is it? Yeah, come on.
I can see him. Ricardo Neves.
Okay. Yes.
It was Ricardo Neves, Ricardo Nevush, Ricardo Neves, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I know. I'm really terrible at it.
Well, it was funny too. So my wife went out with Rachel. They just were at nationals for basketball in BC, and so I was watching some of those games. And I don't think anybody's going to see this. The girl that they had on doing the color is a former basketball coach, and it was as if they didn't even ask if she's done this before. I felt really bad, and I felt bad for the guy doing the play-by-play because she just kept talking over him and couldn't complete a sentence. And again, understanding how tough it was, but I almost texted. I said, Rachel, you should go jump on this and join in.
Yeah, it's tough, especially working with different people over and over again. Matt and I really have a really good chemistry, I feel, right now between the give and take of when to talk, when not to talk. And we can start to recognize when each other needs a break in the action, because especially in hockey, you could have a play that goes on 7-8 minutes and the play-by-play guy's talking the whole time, and it's like, okay, the puck is now, they're just holding on to it while they're making a change. I'm going to jump in and put in a comment about, just give you that 10-second break to catch your breath.
Yes. And what about knowing when talking is too much? What do you let speak for itself? It's not radio, so people are seeing things.
And to me, that's one of probably my downfalls is both. I come from a radio background, and it was, you are the eyes for the listeners. Yeah. So you have to put in those words. You can't just say, oh, they rim the puck around. They want to know, how hard was it? Was it a soft rim? Was it a hard rim? Yeah. It's like you've got to put in those description words, and it's hard to take that back. Right. When you're doing a television game, and then you go from sport to sport, from hockey, which is fast paced, changes on the fly. There's everything's going on at once, to soccer where there is no substitutions. You're got 6 a game, so you know who's going to be the 11 are there. Yeah, and it's a little slower developing pace, and you don't need to describe as much, but you can have more of a free flow conversation. I'm always amazed in the World Cup of soccer when they'll always put the British broadcast on, or that's even if it's CBC or whatever showing it, they want to have that sort of, that gives it authenticity. It does, but it's funny how little they can say sometimes. It's a one word as something happens, because they're letting it speak. But it's hard. Yeah. And then basketball, I'm the only one there. Yeah. So, well, maybe next year I'll have to come over and join you and trip on your words. And believe it or not, there is a gentleman that does unbelievable jobs collecting stats for U Sports basketball. Okay, and he has every team across Canada there broken down game by game, historical stats. People were probably questioning, how did I know Megan McCarter's stats for the last 5 years and where she is in career stats? And well, it was right there at the touch of a button. Unbelievable. It's like, okay, how did you know she went over 1,000 points scored on that basketball? Well, I'm keeping it track because I know she's at 996. And that's amazing. I know one of the things Lindsay, my wife, said was that when she was when she played at McMaster,
And there's a family that sat behind and they did that. They kept all the stats and they were out at nationals because they go every year to wherever it is and they were just showing it. So anyways,
it might be that gentleman.
It might be.
It might be.
Let's I don't mean to interrupt.
Sorry.
I want to interrupt.
You're here too.
No, I want to. We're going to wrap it up in a bit, but I wanted to talk about football because you're on the football field too.
Oh, just one of my many hats that I wear is a referee in the Football Association. We have a great association, one of the biggest in the north here in North Bay. I think we're about 23, 24 strong now, officials.
Oh, wow.
We're actually filling games in Sudbury as officials. So
How
we've
long
got
have you
a
been
really
doing that?
strong, probably close to 15 years now.
Yeah.
And level 3, so I'm able to do some provincial level stuff now.
Oh, cool.
The NFC I've been involved in now for the last 3 years as an official. Got my first couple white hats last year up in Sudbury doing some summer ball, and it's the same thing. It's the giving back to the community. And when I'm reffing the children, especially the youth, it's not necessarily about being a referee. It's being a referee, a coach, and helping them understand the game so that they can play it better than what they did before. If you can understand that rule, it will help you improve your game-play. And I know junior football in high school, it's a very big learning curve. And we use that as more of a learning opportunity for the athletes than
I've seen you guys up
being
close and personal
nitpicky on penalties.
doing that. Yeah.
We don't want to throw a flag on every play.
Yeah.
We want to help these kids enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And
Unless it's an NDA senior championship or something.
well, yeah. And then they want rules taken out, such as the rouge in overtime.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's another thing is each league has a different variety of rules, and
I think the minor Bulldogs season's coming up quick. In May, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think they're adding a female team this year too, is the last I understood. So
they're out practicing. I've seen some of the girls in gear.
Oh yeah.
yeah. And then I'm on the soccer pitch too as a referee in the NDA soccer loop too.
And that's coming up. Yeah.
It's just I can't stay out of the sports world.
Real quick, what do you do for a day job?
I am a behavior consultant for the school board
no
near
kidding.
North. Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
So behavior on and off the field, I deal with it at work and deal with it in the sports world, and a lot of it is give and take in there.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to play high level sports myself, and I understand the compete level, especially at that level, and I feel that I might have a little bit of a thicker skin than some of the other people out there, and I can not necessarily take more, but I allow you to have that moment in sport too a lot of times.
Well, what sports did you play at a high level?
Wow.
Well, I'm a journalist. I got to ask. You brought it up.
not like high school level.
Competitive. Yeah.
And I'm a very competitive guy. This is why I'm getting drilled with pickleballs. I'm out there to win. It comes to it. I'm out there to win.
If you don't win a trophy every 10 years, are you really an athlete?
Hey, I'm good for 10 years because I just picked up a medal.
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago. I won silver in a pickleball
Hey, we got a champion.
tournament. So silver medal.
Yeah, right
Still good enough. But no, in high school I played almost everything. It was a little different back then in the 80s. It was we were allowed to play almost every sport, and even if they overlapped, like soccer. I can remember playing or doing a track and field event during the day and then getting dropped off at another school to play soccer in the evening, and it was allowed back then. Now you almost have to choose a sport each spring, summer, or
It's
spring,
loosening
winter.
up a little bit now.
It is.
Because the number of kids that are actually involved in sports is dropping to a point where they need those guys to play two sports this
you
season.
do.
Yeah.
I also think too that each sport just keeps building it up. Like if I was to go back and look at what my practice schedule was when I played basketball in elementary school or something, like it wasn't the burden that it is today.
And how many times did you hit in the weight room during that? And
yeah,
like I did play varsity volleyball here at Canadore, and
Oh yeah.
like we didn't have weight room training. We didn't have.
No.
It was hitting volleyballs for a couple
Show up
hours
and
every
jump.
night
Yeah.
and jump, and there was no weight room.
Things
there
have
was
changed a
no
lot.
conditioning, and it's changed a little bit.
Now all the sports reporters are even working out.
gotta look good on camera.
Well, last words before we wrap it up.
Wow, it's coming quickly. There are only a few spots left at our spring fling tournament, but there is availability
How
still.
did they get a hold of you?
You can find us on Facebook at the North Bay Pickleball Club or on our website. It's the North Bay Pickleball Club, and it will bring you directly to a link for the registration form.
Good.
Get quickly. It's $30 an entry, and all levels.
Spectators? Do they have to pay?
Spectators, no, spectators are free, and
Free to
it's
watch.
at Canadore College up on College Drive. I have had a few people show up at the dome.
Yeah,
And
doesn't go on turf very well yet. But
no, you know
the
what?
courts are good though.
We did have a tournament there though this year already.
Yeah.
We had 3 courts put in there at the back, so it's multi-use and it's excellent, and it's a sport for everyone, and it's not going to break your pocketbook.
Well, I'm looking forward to the May tournament then.
Definitely come on up, and you know what? We'll get you out.
I might trail after you and find you at Algonquin tonight there and get some some B-roll of this high-level elite athlete here.
Yeah.
Feel free. Send me a message, and I'll make sure you can get in.
Yeah, right on. That's funny.
Well, thank you for, like Dave said, for coming in, and thanks for everything that you do for the sports community in North Bay. You're really enriching the experience for so many kids, but not only in North Bay, but outside too. So that's really great. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Paul and Dave. It's always excellent to come in and talk sports.
Right on.
Well, that's another Echo Sportscast Spotlight interview. I'm Paul McLean.
And I'm Dave Dale, and we were just talking to Derek Lindeman.